curious to dive into meditation and then to hear the eighth soul lesson, Shashank.
Yes, Ram. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Over to you.
So thank you, friends, for again coming here for another wonderful meditation session. And for those who are new, I I repeat again, these soul lessons are coming as a channel message written by an author called Sonia Chokit, and she wrote through her higher self or the guides, she calls them, and they have given this information in two parts, and each part has like 11 lessons. And today we will be discussing about the eighth lesson. And in the previous lessons, we have learned that we are divine immortal beings, and we co-create with the divine. So we are not any victims. We create with our thoughts and emotions, and using emotions as a fuel. And we also create in pictures. And then we also learn that we have to be in the present, and present in the present moment there is the power. And in the last week we learned that divine energy flows through us, so flows through you, not from you. So you are the channel. So every one of us is a channel for the divine creative energy to to do to go with on our life. So with that, we again go to our source or the root to be in this present moment. So I request every one of you to gently close your eyes, clasp your hands, cross your feet, and just observe your natural, normal breath. Just inhale and exhale and be this witness. Let the breath relax you and follow the music in the background. Be the witness, my dear friends. Notice your breath. Be grateful for this amazing prana. Whenever a thought comes, just cut it and bring back your attention to breath. Last 1 minute. Be in this silence. Last 5 seconds. Gradually bring your awareness to your surroundings. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You may now slowly keep your hands on your eyes. Take this amazing energy in, and whoever wants to continue, please go ahead. So thank you so much, friends, for another wonderful meditation, for your amazing presence here. I would like to then go ahead with the soul lesson 8. And as you remember, each soul lesson in this first part is to dismantle false ideals and ego and take us more towards the higher self. So today we are in soul lesson 8, and it's called Refine Your Reason. Develop your faculty of reason, your capacity to think logically and be objective. Look at life beyond your emotional and subjective filters to see what is true in front of you now. Used properly, the intellect is a powerful tool of awareness that supports your soul's evolution. It is a channel through which you view the world and interpret it. Nothing supports your intuitive consciousness and spiritual development more thoroughly than a sharp, analytical, rational mind. One that observes carefully, records accurately, and distills information properly. Problems arise when you confuse objective reason with illogical or automatic conclusions, biases, and assertions, or with other people's opinions. This is a common error. So here, more explanation would be needed. So other would be sharing many of her life's experiences, especially with her clients. For example, be it bias against a certain, let's say, a certain country or certain race, how people have standard biases without even questioning them, and these biases really affect their worldview. Reason becomes blocked when you react emotionally to a situation. Detach from your feelings and study the facts before you respond. Armed with sound and accurate information, you can change any circumstance and send it in a new direction. Without such data, you are powerless. To develop sound objective thinking skills, carefully observe your world without bias. Be aware of your tendency to cloud your intellect by approaching situations or other people while holding strong, though often unconscious projections that distort the truth. Sound reason can only be cultivated with an open mind. Often, when others, your higher self, or your guides offer you an idea or a solution to a problem, you cast it aside without reasonable consideration because it is unfamiliar or different. Here, again, the author will tell us a story that she had a client who wanted to start a day spa in the near area of Chicago, and she wanted to come up with a really original idea to attract customers and keep the business going. But then the client asks, okay, please do me a reading. What can I do as a spiritual spa? So our author recommends her to have like intuitive readings, aura balancing, and color therapy as part of her services. But again, the client would then say that give me something more sensible, and client she won't listen to the author, and within like 2 months you have the author receives a call that the business didn't go well as planned, and there was a competitor who really applied these methods. So here the lesson is that although the author has told her before, but the client here was really uh, with a closed mind, and she was not open. And this is what one of the lesson is: a closed mind is death to your creative power. The ego can become so rigid and fixed in its perceptions that it is unreasonably filtering out the truth out of the current situation and emerging information. Your higher self directs you, but if you cloud the channel with emotionally charged inaccuracies, poor perceptions, and biased notions, you will not be able to access it. Instead, you will end up drowning in drama and confusion. Only when you become calmly observant, you can receive clear, direct, intuitive guidance from your inner wisdom. This is tricky, and here like the author gives us an example. I look up and see a pile of papers, an empty Starbucks coffee cup, books across the table, and the remnants of birthday present wrapping from a gift I received from a friend. My first emotional reaction is I see a mess and I must clean it up. My second observation is I see a comfortable workspace and I enjoy it, which is true, probably both. It really depends how you see it. Poorly developed reason is often a consequence of inadequate sight, not just eyesight, although that does play a part, but also insight and observation. The more objectively you can discern present conditions and the less biased your perception, the more you will have ready access to your higher self, which will then lead to positive solutions and effective creations. Biases, blind spots, and closed minded opinions cripple your ability to skillfully manifest what you want. So now you can apply the lesson. And as usual, friends, we go through 4 different stages as a soul: student, apprenticeship, journeyman, and master. So here it goes. If you are an emotional hothead or a leaky faucet of tears, seldom accurately remember the details about the people, places, or events, take everything personally, and wonder why the world can be so cruel, find yourself stuck in one drama after another, each with a similar scary theme, then you are a student in learning this lesson. If you are highly sensitive to people and things and shut down easily, get your feelings hurt readily, carry others' perspectives way too heavily in your heart, hesitate before you speak, and try to think things through before you act, but often fail to see another point of view. Then you are an apprentice. If you never make a decision in haste, but rather take the time to learn all you can before moving forward, call trusted friends and supportive advisors to help you sort through problems, then you are a journeyman. If you have a nearly photographic memory, observe beyond the surface and feel as though you have insight into things. Refrain from drawing conclusions and deciding what to do until you get all the necessary information. Sort it out and slip it on. Have an open mind and always willing to learn more. Then you are on your way to mastering this soul lesson. So these are the four types, friends. And finally, the author gives us some tips how to, again, if you identify yourself by a student or apprentice, what are the tips? So if you're a student, slow down and calm down. Get more information and make certain that your sources and objectives are reliable before drawing conclusions. Breathe. Take a walk or a bath and relax when you are overly emotional. If you are an apprentice, join a support group of some kind to get feedback and new perspectives. Open your mind and be willing to see beyond your own point of view. Strive to observe new things and more detail about familiar people and places every day. If you are a journeyman, ask your higher self to reveal your blind spots and raise your awareness. Do physical and meditative exercises for several minutes a day. Ask questions and do research and take a class to find out all the information before coming to a conclusion. And then turn into your inner wisdom. If you are on a way to master this lesson, read new books about old and favorite subjects. When you have a conversation, take in every detail with both your head and heart. Ultimately, turn everything over to your higher self for a final decision. Your soul's lesson, develop and refine your reason. And your soul's purpose, use higher reason to see the true spirit in all people, even when at various stages. So, this is it, friends. Quite a heavy topic, especially when you are, how to refine your intellect, and especially when you are just going through emotions. This gives us another point of view. I always say and think that we need to use discernment before coming to a conclusion. That means even in the spiritual topics, I always feel like we need to have a open mind and question everything before coming to conclusions, and not just to blindly believe it. It goes without saying that all the messages that we receive, even yeah, we need to use the intellect to before coming to a conclusion. So that's my take on it, and it's a really heavy lesson. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward for your any comments and lessons. Thank you. You may unmute yourself. Hi, Madhoka. Hi, Ram.
Hi, Shashank. This is Ram.
Hi, Ram.
Yeah. So, firstly, wonderful meditation was
Thank you.
so relaxing and deep. I would have stayed even longer. That deep it was, and and thanks for that. And regarding the soul lesson, it's it's exactly that statement that resonated with me about this discernment. Yeah, having
Mm,
that quality is, I realized, in my personal journey, it had come with time and not necessarily, at least I can say in the initial, or let's say in the middle of my journey, I kind of was always questioning and coming to understanding. So I was using a lot of discernment. So this chapter, I think, is the important one of the important lessons. And regarding this open-mindedness, I think that also one of the critical things, or rather important things. And somehow, let's say, I need to thank my parents who had sown the seed of being open. Right, my from my childhood, I had been following my parents who were following various masters, various practices. So somehow I was quite open, and I had friends from various ways of living. So I was open. So that kind of openness was always there. And then coming into meditation, connecting to various spiritual masters, reading various books had only, let's say, developed that openness more and more. So it was nice confirmation as we hear these messages, just looking back at how the path had been, how the journey had been. And it resonates with the wisdom that you keep sharing through these soul lessons. So thanks a lot. Thank you, Shashank.
Well, thanks a lot, Ram. It's great how you summarize with your knowledge and wisdom, and as well as your experiences. Thank you so much. So, anyone else, friends? Okay. Then
Maybe,
I hand over to Ram.
yeah,
Thank you
maybe
so much.
Shashank, others, maybe if anyone would like to share even their understanding, or rather, how did they see this particular lesson, is also most welcome, because the more we share, the more we learn from each other. And so, friends, feel free. Consider we are all here together as one family. So we love to hear. It kind of, we get closer, or rather we get more connected as we keep sharing. So feel free, come forward if you wish to. You can unmute and share.
Hello, Sashank, and hello, Ram.
Hello, Indiraji.
Beautiful meditation. I really went into very deep, and sorry, I actually didn't hear much because I was in that deep meditation. But as Ram said, and I heard what you said in conclusion, that openness and questioning always helps. And Ram described like he in the beginning stage and middle stage. I am still in the beginning stage, so he's still open to all the experiences, and then trying to learn, listening to various masters and listening to books. But I really want to thank you today. It was a beautiful meditation. Thank you.
Thank you, Indiraji.
Yeah, thank you, Sashank. Thank you very much. I was in a deep meditation. I couldn't want to come, but I came. So,
Thank you.
yeah, it's always you take us into deep. Yeah, I love this today's chapter, like just openness and just think before saying anything, and get guidance from your higher self, and your breath is your guru. So always, if we are struggling with something, we can always sit in a meditation and ask your heart what it feels, what is the right thing. But yeah, sometimes the situation, right, takes you to take some action. When you see, for example, I have teenagers and, they do that, they go out often and they try to sneak in. So we don't want to pretend that let her live her life. So it's really critical at this age when to talk, when not to talk. So you say something, no, this is not right, that is right, and little bit, not, you always be calm and quiet, but they don't get it right and they go beyond. But so sometimes you may have to say a little bit hardly, but not hurting yourself, and it may hurt their feelings, but it's an opportunity for them to sit back and reflect on it. So I know it's not easy feeling for them, because they may think, oh, why my parents are controlling, or why they are saying not to do. But at that situation made you to talk like that. So whatever we do with consciously, I feel it's right, but you don't want to invite those uncomfortable situations always. Maybe just take a time and say that, so they will have opportunity, they will be quiet, may not talk to you, but definitely that is something bringing change, so that's my opinion. But again, I feel, oh, did I sit in a meditation, and I also ask forgiveness for myself if I have gone anything beyond, or forgive them too, because at that stage, whatever I felt, I did it. So so some of the just things, so many things, so many of us may feel, oh, why did I do? But that has to happen. So that's learning for us, learning for them. So yeah. So and again, you have to love them. Again, after everything was fine, this is what I felt. So forgive me if I hurt you, but that's not appropriate what you have done. So that's why I had to say that. So yeah, if Ram sir or anybody has any things, maybe please correct me. But yeah, this is very good lesson. I'll go back and read it again. I have that book with me.
Oh,
I
that's
ordered
amazing.
after I heard you. Yeah, I love all these topics. How you bring up all the summary. It's not like too deep, but it covers every single thing. So yeah, I purchased that book. I just have to take time and read more. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for sharing your experiences.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's great, friends. Remember about the soul lesson. Refine your reason to not to question your biases, to question your beliefs. And I really like journaling, or sometimes whenever we read a new topic, it really questions our old beliefs and ideals, and that's when our ego really resists. And this is that's when we also need to be careful and use our intellect, this sharp intellect, wisely. And this is a great lesson for me today. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. And
Thank you.
yeah, over to you, Ram. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's it, Ram. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sashank. And thanks everyone. And the moment the Monday ends, I always look forward for the next Monday, Sashank.
I'm so glad that we do this. Thank you so much.
What comes next in the next lesson? What jewel are you going to share? That kind of wonderful waiting that starts. So you have
Me
built up,
too.
you have built up such a nice, nice energy through these sharings of these soul lessons. So I'm very grateful to you, Sashank. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram, for this opportunity. You know, I like the more I'm sharing here and reading together with you all, all the time, these soul lessons are really coming in the quiet moments. You know, whenever, let's say, I'm agitated or let's say I'm tense, it always says, okay, be in the present moment. And whenever my thoughts go in a let's say destructive or not, let's say a negative manner, it always says, okay, you are the creator and you co-create. And every soul lesson really is like, we all know these many times through other sources, but it really sinks deeper and deeper. And I'm really grateful for this. Thank you.
Wonderful. It's as if that as we, it's also my personal experience when sharing is happening, it is like I'm learning, I'm reflecting, I'm going again to the same things so that there is a new learning coming up. So happy to hear that your sharing is not that we are learning only, but it is also kind of supporting your process of reflecting upon what you already read. So beautiful to hear that. And thanks again, Sashank.
Thank you, Ram.
Thank you. Thank you. So friends, thanks to each one of you, because your presence means a lot in regards with the wisdom that pours out, because it is due to all of our presence that the information comes. So thanks for being here. And with this, we end today's session. We connect back again tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Germany time or 5 a.m. UK time. Till then, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful time. Namaste.